Introducing the book High Treason 5. Who owns the water? The law states that the water passing over, under, or through your land belongs to you. It is a free gift from Almighty God for your sustenance, crops, and well-being. Ian's paid licence meant that he was licensed to irrigate 2.5 acres of land under this. Ian fought a court battle with the Department of Natural Resources and Mines, NRM, and had a fantastic win. The resulting efforts were, Ian came out of court with no terms left on his water licence at all. This was an excellent result. This book delves into the most abhorrent Queensland Water Act of 2000 that every person in Australia ought to be repulsed by. This is assault upon your liberty. It appears that every state in Australia has, or will have, a water act that is no better than the one in Queensland, and when the farmers are ripped off to the amount of money that these acts take from them, the outcome is that everybody will pay more for their food. The Queensland Water Act of 2000 is very hard to describe briefly. It is 439 pages long and attempts to take away every water right that man ever had, inheritance and common law. None of these rights will remain if people do not defend them. Briefly, this act attempts to pass all water ownership in Queensland over to the administration. This is the government. This is contained in Section 19. It impossibly states that the administration will sustain and ably manage our water. There are fees for everything, licensing for everything that you must purchase at a predetermined price from the administration. The Act does not allow for any increases at all in water allocation. In other words, any change is only downwards. Dams are thoroughly dealt with. Even old dams that have reliably held water for 100 years without any trouble must be bureaucratically inspected and licensed every 5 years, with fees of course for this service, and the only alternative allowed to a farmer is to demolish his dam. The Act allows entry to your land, damage to your property, etc. by so-called authorised officers. There are penalties for everything, often set at around 1,600 penalty units, and each one of these penalty units is about $75 each for a person and $100 for a corporation, just for a very small offence. The illegality of this entire act stands out like a red light. It should inflame any person to the point of wanting to be rid of it. We have been living in tyranny now for at least 12 years. All subjects of the Queen are encouraged to get angry about this tyrannised state that our highly overpaid public servants are increasingly placing upon us. We need to get the bit back into their mouths and to give it a mighty pull backwards to draw them to a halt and realise who they are.